Thursday's episode. Lincoln's here. I think you can see, oh, there you go. You can see his little nose. Good morning. Good morning, Josen. Hello. He's got a little smile on his face. Rooftop today. It's nice. It stopped raining. And look, our little bougainvillea has a nice little, it's got new flowers coming out. I still can't believe what's happened to this plant. So this plant, I mean, it must have been like a good 10 years, Garth was saying, that stood completely just looking like a twig. We changed the soil only about 6 months ago now, and it's just gone, it's grown so big, and now it's starting to get its new flowers out. Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you. Oh, bless you. It was really nice. I'm still smiling from last night. Got a little drinks gathering with some friends of mine. Unfortunately, one of my closest friends is out of town at the moment, so I met up with her husband and a bunch of other friends for a drink yesterday. It was so nice. I was on the fresh lime sodas. Not sure why I needed to clarify that. That was a very interesting thing that happened when I came out of the alcohol industry and my sister and I quit drinking for a while. Maybe it's because we were surrounded by alcoholics that it's a weird thing, but having to tell people that you don't drink, it's like, of course you drink. You drink water, you drink juice, you drink other drinks, you drink. You just don't drink the alcohol. And I don't know why so many people get so offended if other people aren't drinking alcohol while they are. I don't know why it weirds them out so much. Anyway, we are drinking our Lady Grey today. There he is. He's on lookout. But yeah, last night it was just really nice, and I was chatting with one of the other gentlemen who said he'd found a new lease on life in Hong Kong recently because he'd found a little spot down in Aberdeen, and he spends his weekends on the boat in the yards or just closer to nature and water. And so during the week he's in Central, he's got the office, he does all of this sort of stuff, he's in the city, and then on the weekends he's out in the sticks, I guess. It's the equivalent of the suburbs over here, except in Hong Kong you're never more than 20 minutes in a cab away from anywhere, so it's not exactly like it's a commute. But it was just really nice chatting with him, and he just said that he'd found a new lease on life, and I love that because, it's so easy to get stuck in a little rut and to feel like everything that you want or everything that you're looking for is on the other side of where you currently are. And it was just the complete epitome of water the ground where you stand. It's like, this is the situation. He's in this city. He's got this job. He's got his kids. He's got his missus. He's got his all this stuff. It's here. You're feeling like you're getting a bit miserable here. So how do you change the here to make sure that you're actually enjoying the here? And I think too many people spend a long time, myself included, always thinking that it's going to be something else that will change. And then the problem is that you up and move with all your problems and all your same things, and you take it with you and you go somewhere else, and you wonder why the same things start to come up again. And it's like, whoa, that is the definition of insanity. Definition of insanity. I guess it just all ties back into that finding the magic in the mundane. And I love how I even did air quotes with that. I'm starting to notice like where I'm rolling my eyes at things, where I'm, I don't know, justifying things. That was always a big one. Took me a long time to realize no can be a full sentence. You don't actually have to justify and reason out why you do things half the time. You just know and you just do. I think there's so much wasted energy. Excuse me. Again, future projecting, past projecting, bringing our worry into the fact that this moment right now actually has nothing else attached to it. And I think it's this constant. I saw another lady on Instagram kind of say this in a sense as well. She said, she had a lovely reel about how she'd competed in an Ironman and felt like she'd still failed. because it was the same her that crossed the finish line, and she was expecting something to change by doing that, by going through such hard training, by accomplishing something like an Ironman, like a race, to cross that finish line and to still feel like you haven't accomplished anything because you realize that you are the same person inside. I think we discussed this in, I can't remember how many episodes ago, but it was that same feeling that I had with becoming a qualified personal trainer and taking my exams and then doing the thing and being like, okay, now you're qualified to do this with other humans. And I'm like, what? And then it also made me realize that's what separates the good from the mediocre, from the average, from the crap. It's what you do with those certifications, how you apply it to your students, but then also how you keep researching and stay up to date. Because technically, I had to unlearn things to take my PT exam to then get the correct answer. But then after the exam, that information's kind of null and void because the textbooks hadn't caught up with the nutrition advice that's come over the last however many years. And, you know, if anybody, I'm pretty sure we've said it before as well. If we haven't heard it here, you've maybe heard it on my page, but the food pyramid is should have been upside down. Everything we've been taught is a little bit topsy-turvy and backwards. And so I think this is where the engaged brain, the critical thinking, the learning to diagnose, I guess that's the, right, it's running a system check, system diagnosis. It's like, where is your client at? What are the tools that you have to help them with their thing? What is the best laid plan? Action the plan, see what happens with the plan, and then go from there. I remember last year I very quickly realized I'm not planning with my clients. Like, we can future cast, but in terms of an actual plan that we spend time deciding on before we execute, nothing more than 3 months. Because, oh my God, has it been a waste of time to plan for longer than that? Nuance, caveat, personal brands, all right, that are especially pivotable and maneuverable. Because I think that's one of the actual fun elements of building so lean and light. Very different if you're corporate, very different if you're structured. Like with the gym that I work at now, I would be able to give them a 6 to 12 month plan. Not a problem. They're brick and mortar, they're staying there, they've got their thing, they know who they serve. We've talked about it before, the evergreen content, the stuff that doesn't change, the foundations, the philosophies, the values. Those things are things you always need to be constantly showcasing and signaling to your audience. And then where I like keeping it light, and again, this is because it's in my chart, right? I'm a manifesting generator. I work more on the fly. I think this is why this has been so much fun for me, because I'm very much in the present moment. I've always struggled with batch creating my own content. I can do it for a certain length of time, or I can get over it for, I don't know, I guess maybe it's different with like tweets and stuff, but it's that same concept. It has to be the batch creation stuff, or the lessons, or the teachings, or the musings, or the things that don't require a date on it. But then for me, I find if I spend too much time in the back end while other things are going out the front, I feel disconnected from what I'm doing. And it's not the healthiest of loops either, because you also got to realize, like, if you're going to scale, yes, you can be close to it and have a touch point, but you don't want your only touch point of the day being the one thing that potentially goes live. And then if you can't do it, it doesn't go live. I'm still finding my feet with the way that I enjoy creating, and this is why I love building these bots. And I'm actually really excited to shift my focus back to this build, because I don't want to tell you what to do. I want you guys to figure it out. I want, like, yes, I will guide. Yes, we can strategize. Yes, we can find the North Star, place the map, and go. But the reps that happen in between, and what I found is the building it into what you're doing almost helps the brain as well realize that you can come up with an idea in the morning, play with the sidekicks, have an offer written up ready in a document to send people by the afternoon, and all the landing page copy ready, and a post already up and out. That is the speed that we're moving at. And I think that is where AI helps with the heavy lifting, but it is more important not to outsource your brain to the robots. Because again, I see it myself, and I think this is why a lot of the bigger creators shit on AI a lot of the time, but why I also get annoyed because a lot of them have used it for a long period of time. And also a lot of them have got to the point in their business where they know what they're doing, they know what they're selling, they know what they want. They've actually articulated that for long enough. They've done it for the 5, 6, 7, God knows how many years it takes to figure it out. And I guess all of what we want to do is pass on a way for the next set of people to figure it out quicker or to find it quicker. And I think quicker is almost the wrong metric in that sense. My biggest goal is to empower my clients to get to their own clarity and their own truth and their own roots as quickly as possible, so that what comes after that, the trial and the error and the testing after that, is protected by their field of who they know that they are. All right? It then no longer becomes a game of, oh, this person's being mean to me, or this person doesn't like my stuff. It's like, nope, I know who I am. I know who I want to work with. Are you in or not? I don't care. I would rather have the right people and a no than the wrong people with a yes. And I think, again, this is where so many people, when they're coming into this cycle of building something for themselves, there's that desperation attached, because they usually hit that point where they're so miserable with something else that they need an option out, and then they try and rush this process because they've seen that it's been done before. They've seen that you can make money within 30 days. They've seen that you can do this. And that was the biggest aha moment. I love that my chair is squeaking. I hope you can't hear that. Oh no, I sat up too fast. One of my favorite seats is actually from my old Wing Chun Sifu. Chris, he got me this little meditation chair. It's one of my favorite things because you can just plunk it down anywhere and sit. Where was I? Take a sip. Actually have to drink the tea. Oh, I'm knocking this little guy. Hello. They're so pretty. I find them very incredible. There's like little flowers within the flowers of these. I don't know. The bees and bugs. Okay, you can stay over there. And see if we can like kind of tease it into wrapping around these parts of the tops of this. See if we can start like weaving it. I placed it around the back of one of these poles so it can kind of grow back out that way. Yeah, who knew I would enjoy gardening? Who knew nature would fascinate me as a city kid? It was just so wholesome to go and see those guys yesterday. I love wholesome, heart-filling. Make a move. Make your move. That was it. Kieran Druid even said something about that yesterday. I do find it very fascinating that as I start to learn and recall certain perspectives, but I mean, even thinking about this over the last 4, 5, 6, however many years we've been doing this, every time I've integrated a new learning or a new lesson, it's amazing how suddenly I can see it in the writing around me. And I think this is part of, you know, this mirror reflection that we live in, right? These things that we put out, that we bring in, the energy that we put into what we're looking for, we start to notice. You start to look out for angel numbers, you start to see double figures everywhere. You start to contemplate or mull over something, suddenly your Instagram reel sends you the thing you were thinking about, or somebody who's talked about the topic that you've done. Like, this is why I say it's really important to vet and to clean your echo chamber, okay? Because we're all sitting in these and we're all building our own little rabbit holes of what we believe and what we see and what perspectives we're forming and who we agree with and who we don't and all this sort of stuff. But, you know, so it is easy to forget as well, if you're still outsourcing all this stuff, to process it yourself and to come to your own truths and to come to your own viewpoints and find your own opinions. And I also, one of the favorite things I learned over the last few years as well is that you don't have to have an opinion on everything. How freeing is that? You get to just say, I don't care. or I don't have an opinion. So much wasted energy, but this is also then like learning how to hone it and focus it and direct it. The more I get into these bigger containers with higher figure earning income earners, the 7, the 8 figure earners, the more I realize everything they are teaching is literally embodiment work. And I've said it before, but it's so frustrating that why at the beginning of all this journey, when you're looking to build, you're looking to do all these things, you're looking to serve, you come at it in this place of, I don't need to be okay in order to serve. And that's where it feels so counterintuitive to not focus on what's going on outside and to just focus on yourself. Oh, look, I just realized my little shoulder muscles are coming in, getting strong. I love how I'm checking myself out in the video. My hard work's paying off. Oh, it just makes me laugh because it's so silly. It's so silly. We're such silly human beings and such interesting creatures. Fascinates me. It fascinates me what we hold on to and what we pine over and what we refuse to look at and let go. And then the simplest things that are staring us right in the face. So it's like, nope, that's too easy. Can't possibly. And it's like, well, if it's too easy, why don't you just try? Like, I genuinely challenge anybody that's watching this, that's got to this point, draw a line in the sand. 8 weeks, movement, exercise, eating well. Just draw a line in the sand. Just 8 weeks. You can go back to the shit after that. That was something I actually had to tell myself when I was smoking and had to quit or wanted to quit because my fitness was getting to the levels where my lungs couldn't keep up, and I wanted to be able to build my capacity for fitness. That's that and both thing, right? You don't have to quit smoking to start getting healthy. But then what is nice is that once you start chasing certain goals, you get to decide. And it is okay if you want to keep smoking for a while. That is fine. But if you set your goal as something, to run a marathon and you're smoking and you find you're struggling with your lungs and, I mean, there are marathon runners that smoke. It's up to you. Fuck. Keep your vices if you like. Don't if you don't. But it's the expectations that you're setting on it and this incessant weird thing that we have of, oh, I can't do this unless I'm fucking perfect, or I can't possibly start. Start messy, start shitty, start a little bit, start when you're not ready. Fucking go. Move. We morph into these new things. It's never this one day, one line. This is going to be the one time that I'm never now going to ever get off my streak and ever going to ever have anything bad. Ever. Please. So much energy wasted. So much energy wasted. Draw a line in the sand. 8 weeks. Go through a rotation of allowing yourself to just feel good. Feel good for a while. Allow yourself not to bother about other people. Allow yourself an 8-week block to get to know yourself. Date yourself. Learn about yourself. Ask yourself, what do I want to do today? Plan a blank day. Give yourself, like what Julia Cameron said, an artist date. And other people say give yourself an inner child play date. I saw one creator, she allocates a 2-hour window every week to just do something that she would have loved to have done as a kid. The other day I saw her putting a reel up. She was just playing with Play-Doh. Do something for yourself. For yourself. It's really shitty that we've been conditioned to feel like it's selfish to take care of ourselves, because I think that's the biggest trap when I notice in terms of my 40, 50, 60-year-old clients, right? It's like, like I'd said before, that lovely lady I'd spoke to, she said she was in her 50s. She's like, why is it taking it so long in my 50s to be okay with, one, not giving a fuck about other people's opinions? The internet is such a wide place. Like, there's space enough for everybody. And if you're able to just, like I said, carve out your own little piece of the pie. This is what I'm doing with this. I don't know, I'm still talking to nobody. I love it. Let's see how much I love it if people actually start watching. But again, it's like that conditional versus unconditional. I am genuinely doing this unconditionally because I have thoroughly enjoyed doing the newsletter writing. And for me now, this skill set is something that I really want to hone, being able to talk and inspire. Maybe not even inspire. I love how I pull the face when I do it. I'm even actively not. I, again, I'm really just trying to articulate how my mind works with all of this and how I'm almost glitching out of these little silly little habits and funny little thinking patterns, and even realizing, like, over the last few weeks or the last month, taking on this extra work, building in this new routine. I'm up to now 7 new clients at the gym as well. I've still got my agency work. I've still been managing to film these 5 days a week and get my newsletter out and put my offers out and put my, invitations out to the world. We're getting ready for the mountains. Like, I've also now shut off. We're 6 weeks before the mountains. So pre-mountains Maja and post-mountains Maja have 2 different missions. This mission is just to keep myself sane, do this, do my newsletters, send out my stuff, pack, and just fucking enjoy the rest of this time before we leave as well. And do my art, spend my free time and my weekends with my man, just in the reps of the being and in the reps of the doing. Because I think I know as well, I've also been notorious for this. I get into a really good cadence. I get into a really nice swing of things. You go a couple of months and then suddenly my brain's like, it's not working. We have to do something else. And it's like, can you just turn those volumes down a little bit and just be okay with the fact that this is okay. This is the work. Another reason why I put myself on the gym floor was I started doing that. I started spiraling in some of those panicking cycles of, oh, I must do more, I must do this. And then suddenly I was spending far too much time behind my computer screen, starting to stress again and saying to myself, oh, I can't possibly train today because I'm too busy. Too busy with what exactly? So I hope you guys can get to the point where you're laughing at yourselves, because it really is. New day, new energy, new moment, new momentum, new movement. We bring so much shit with us. We assume that every day is going, like, we bring our old selves into the new day and then face it as that and wonder why shit doesn't change. Bring a new you. Bring a new you. And on that note, I think we're going to wrap it up there. I do actually enjoy this outdoor scene. It's been nice that it's not raining today. I had to put the yoga mat down with this on top because the whole astro on the roof is wet. But yeah, this is what it is. Well, actually, I showed you guys the gym. You guys want to see my rooftop? Let's have a quick look. We got Bry, golf net, target practice to one side. My husband bought a compound bow, so we've got that. Lincoln's little box. Stationary bike, golf balls for the golf net, swimming pool. Yeah, that's it. That's our little slice of heaven out in Hong Kong, in one of the most biggest cities in the world. You wouldn't even know. Like, I had a lot of friends actually saying every so often, are you still in Hong Kong? Because you post around a lot of nature. And so, my reminder to you today as well, drop a 4-leaf clover emoji if you've made it this far, a lucky emoji, because we make our own luck in this life, and start to see ways that you can bring your own paradise into your current world. Like my friend said yesterday, find a new lease on life where you're at. It's a really good challenge. Start to notice. And it's funny how gratitude comes up when that is also brought up, because when you can start to really be grateful for the shit that you have and really, really, really hone in on what's actually happening in this outside world and how so many of us are so safe and we're so okay and we actually have the skill sets, we have air in our lungs, we have blood in our veins, we are moving, we are breathing, we have things we can do to make this world a bigger and better place for ourselves and for the people around us. And I think not enough people allow themselves to just build that So yeah, allow yourself to find the joy in life again, and find the magic, and find the spark, and do it one little bit at a time, because it does take time, especially when you're in a dark place. I'm not going to sit there and just be like, be happy, because that also is not useful advice. But the how, go for a walk, take a big breath in, listen for the birds, I don't know, try to hear your heartbeat, slow down, get off the phone. It takes time. It takes time. But you're the only one that's got to live with yourself through all of this. I finally, I'm now moving myself out of this. Come with me. Join me. And if you need help with your own personal brand, your strategy, if you're building something, if you're not sure what to offer, if you have no idea what skill sets you even possess, that's what I do. I see the gold, I see the magic, I see the spark, and I like prodding people to find the thing that actually genuinely lights them up. We're all very odd and quirky and beautiful, beautiful individuals. And yeah, we're allowed to find our own thing, because I do believe the bigger picture, the bigger zoom out, when everybody is finding their own thing and they're allowed to find their own thing, we'll have more of a synergy happening, and we've got more opportunity now for people to be supporting people. And like I always said, more good people need to be earning good money. Now is the time. The internet is the tool. You are the vehicle. Go grow something yourself. Have an amazing day. I gotta go.